Hey guys, Todd from Bushcraft here. Today I just wanted to go through the different knives that I use for my everyday carry. Pocket knife. I really have four main ones that I rotate through, and one of them is always in my pocket. One thing about the knives I choose to carry, none of them are single-bladed knives. I don't own any of the really expensive pocket knives. Not that there's anything wrong with them, or single-bladed, people like to carry them, but I like to have a knife with multiple blades or multiple uses, and so I tend to stick to those kind of patterns in the knives. So there's four main ones that I carry at different times. The first one I went over a little bit in an earlier video. It was the Wenger Evo S10 Swiss Army knife. I have this with me most of the time. This is probably my truest everyday carry. If I'm going to the store, this is what I take. When I go to work, this is what I keep in my pocket. I like the knife a lot. It has a locking main blade. It's a good liner lock. I wouldn't hit it with a hammer. Of course, I wouldn't hold it for that, but for accidentally hitting to get something, it's not going to close on you. It has a smaller blade. This blade doesn't get as much use. I've used it a few times, like I'm cutting open some cans to make an alcohol stove or something. I'll usually use the little blade, so I don't take a chance of nicking up my main blade. It has the bottle opener, and it's also the flathead screwdriver. I've used it to open a few beer bottles. That's about it. And it has a can opener. I've actually used a can opener a lot. I use it for multiple things. I use it to strike ferro rods. I use it to open cans. A lot of times I'll take out a can of pork and beans or a can of chili or something out with me, and I'll want to warm it up in my canteen cup, and that's what I use to open it. Corkscrew. I don't drink wine. I've never really found a use for a corkscrew. And now, which I've used to poke holes in a lot of different things. So that's the S10. One thing about the Wenger models, the Evo versions anyway, is they have the shaped scales, and I find those really comfortable. I like how they seem to fit just right. I'm holding the pocket knife, so I like the shape of the scales on the Evo models. This is a Victoronix Huntsman. This is actually a knife I take if I know I'm going out. If I'm going on a backpacking or just out on a hike for the full day, or if I'm going camping, this is the knife I keep in my pocket. The main reason I take this when I know I'm going to be outdoors is because it has a saw. And I think the saws on the Victoronix are actually really nice. I like them. I got this model real cheap. It was like $8 shipped off of eBay. When it first came, it was almost frozen. I didn't want to open any of the blades, so I just I soaked it in some warm soapy water, and I took one of the air compressor cans I use on keyboards and blew it out real good and dropped some mineral oil in the joints, and now it works fine. Besides the saw, it also has the main blade. I like the steel Victoronix. It's not the hardest steel, but it's really easy to sharpen. It's got a small blade as well. The Victoronix can opener, I like the Wenger model better, but I mean it works just fine. It doesn't throw the sparks in the ferro rod like the Wenger version does. It's got the little flathead screwdriver tip. Bottle opener. Scissors. Scissors work quite well. It's nice to have those when you're out, as well as the saw. Corkscrew. The hook. I've never really quite figured out what that's supposed to be for. I'll use it to, when I get everything else closed, pick up a pot maybe off the fire. And the owl. got the hole there, unlike the Wenger model doesn't, so put some thread through if you're doing like an emergency repair or something. But overall, this is a great knife to have in your pocket, when you're outdoors. Also on the Wenger and on this one both. They both have the tweezers and the toothpick, which I like a lot. I really like having the tweezers. You get splinters in your finger when you're out. I get that all the time. So it's nice to have those. A lot of people love the Farmer model, and the Farmer model, I mean, it's a great looking knife. The Alex Scales is great, but it doesn't have the tweezers or the toothpick, and I like having those. So I really like this Huntsman model, having the saw and the scissors. And that is the outdoor knife that stays in my pocket when I'm out wood drumming. Another knife I carry from time to time in my pocket, I'll switch it out. It's actually the one I had in my pocket today. I've been carrying around with me at the office. Is this old Ulster Scout pattern knife. I found this at a thrift store for $1. The scales were all broken and shattered up. It was rusted shut. I had to do a lot of work cleaning the blades up and getting all the rust out of there. And then I put on new scales. These are a stag bone, and I shaped and put on there. I took pictures of the original and I put on all about pocket knives. And because of the handle material, some of the guys there dated it to the 1950s. And I don't know, but knives, blade's kind of pitted from all the rust on there that was on there at the time, but it's still nice and sharp. It works well. All the springs were good. It's got a main blade, a can opener, a bottle opener, and an owl. And this owl works much like the Farmer owl. I can strike fire steel or a ferro rod really well with it. The last pocket knife that I rotate in my pocket rotation is this old Schrade Stockman. Not sure when it's from, the 70s or 80s, I'm guessing. But it, unlike the newer ones that I believe are made overseas, it still says Trade Walden, New York, USA. So it's an older model. It has the main blade, this clip point. See, it's been sharpened quite a bit. It's an older knife. I got it used. Got the sheep's foot blade and a smaller blade. Like I said, you can see it's been well loved over the years. I was actually given this as a giveaway prize on Blade Forums. So I put this into my rotation, take it every now and then. One thing I've said before about all my pocket knives, I have to be able to strike a ferro rod with them in some way. With this Schrade, I actually do it with the back of the blade when it's closed. It's got a nice sharp angle on it and it throws sparks just fine. With the Huntsman, I use a saw, the back of the blade, throws sparks just fine. As I said before, my Wenger, a can opener, throws really good sparks. With the Ulster, I use owl. So I'll throw a spark in some way, and these all did it without any kind of modification. Like with my Mora, I had to square off the spine. But so there you have it. Those are the knives that I rotate through my pocket. Let me know what you think.